Now we're going to work on the left arm. So let's adjust our range slider to the area we want to focus on. Okay, so we'll make our playback start time 332, just as what we did before. We'll also bring back our control curves. And let's start by, again, selecting the left scapula this time and adjusting it to work on our blend between IK and FK mode. So for one, with that left scapula, we can start bringing it down some in the X, bringing it back slightly in the Y, and also slightly downward in the Z, like that. Okay, so after that, we'll need to adjust our arm, so we'll do that. With the left shoulder FK control selected, we can start by bringing the arm up in the Z. Okay, and then scrub through to see what else we need to fix. Then we could also fix the rotate X. Let's do that so that the elbow is slightly pointed forward towards the character's front. Alright, great. So we're getting some nice movement now. We could even adjust the Y. We'll bring it back some. Okay. So we'll scrub through. Notice we're getting a nice blend now. We will adjust that wrist. It's looking pretty weird, but we'll get to that later. So once we've got that, we now need to work on having that arm swing back, just like what the right arm is doing. And we'll delay it. We'll delay it a little bit from the right arm. So let's go now to frame 342, and on 342 we're going to work on getting the arm thrown back. So we'll bring it down in the Z, rotate it forward in the X, and back in the Y. About the same position as the right arm, but not as much. Okay, like that. Okay, so now the arm is getting thrown back. We will need to adjust it so that it flows a lot better, like what we did with the right arm. But for now, what we're going to work on is the victory pose, really bringing that home. And it's really going to hit hard. We want to make sure of that. So let's work on that. So for the arm, the next thing we'll do is have it come up to get prepared to throw the elbow forward for the victory pose. So on 351, let's go ahead and adjust the rotate Z slightly and the rotate X, like that. Okay, we need to leave enough space for the elbow to come in and then get thrown out. So the arm comes up, and now we want it to, this is about the time where the elbow gets thrown out, so it is going to influence the movement of the arm, so we need to keep that in mind. Let's take this key on frame 356 and let's move it down some to about frame 361. So about there, that's when the arm is going to get thrown down due to the movement of the elbow. So we'll just bring it down some here in the Z, and we could even adjust it in the Y, bring it forward, and in the X too, just rotating it like that. Okay, so here's the movement we're getting now. Alright, and it does need to be adjusted, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. Right now, let's focus on the elbow, getting that finished up. So first thing, it does need to get have some follow-through movement as the arm is getting thrown back, and we'll have that follow-through on, let's have it on about frame 343, and on that frame we'll just rotate the elbow back so that the arm is straight out, showing the momentum at which the arm is going back. Then as the arm comes in, we'll have the elbow start bending in. At about frame 353, let's rotate the elbow in closer to the character's head, not touching the head, about right there. And then bam, then it gets thrown forward. Let's see how that movement looks when we hit play. Alright, it looks pretty good, but I think this movement is a little too fast. So let's just take this key on frame 356 and move it down about 2 frames. Alright, let's see how it looks now. Bam, that's much better. Okay, because he's not going to move as fast given how tired he is after of what he's just accomplished. But that's better. Now we go work on the follow through afterwards. So with that, remember the arm is going to get really tense. He's going to really tighten it up. So keeping that in mind, we'll make our next moves. So let's select the left shoulder control. And since the arm's moving downward here, and it is pretty tense, let's go to about frame 371 and we'll have it move slightly upward like that using our regular rotate mode, selecting about the middle of the constraint ring so we can move all axes, excuse me. And we'll have it move down some on 380 for the follow through to that. So let's hit play to see how it looks. Alright, that's pretty good. Okay, we're showing some nice tension in the arm as what should occur for that victory pose. Now we need to work on the elbow. So we'll select that, and for one, let's straighten it out a little bit more on frame 358. So he's really hitting hard. Bam. Okay, and for the follow through, since the arm is going to be tense, it's not going to move as much. So on 368, let's have it slightly rotate upward, just a little bit. Barely a key there. And then on 380, we'll have it move a little bit more upward. Great, so let's check out this movement. Let's see how it looks. Bam. Bam. Alright, great. So that's our left arm coming along. And that completes this lesson. In the next lesson, what we'll do is continue working on the arm, getting the rotation right on it. Because right now things are a little bit off, but we'll get to that in the next lesson.